Hello, this is J.N.S, and today we are going to be covering a very controversial topic that will be provocative to many, but it is very necessary that we have the conversation of baby mama culture, baby daddy culture, and we're going to talk about how it manifests, the ramifications for such practices. I will obviously be giving some solutions towards the end, but we're gonna run down this whole baby mama, baby daddy culture thing in this community, because I say no more. And what we're going to analyze is this video by this young lady. She's a single mother. She goes into the honest details of what it's really like, and she gives, a warning to other women to not end up in that situation of being a single mother. Now, the reason why we want to analyze that video is because in my past, I've worked with a lot of women, talked with a lot of women, hundreds and hundreds of women in private situations. We would have private meetings. We would have private discussions amongst ourselves. And though I don't have any children, I would listen to the other women who had children and who had ended up in this situation that you're going to see this young lady in. And guess what? In these private conversations where you got to sign NDAs, where you got to pretty much give a right arm to even get in the discussion, because, these were very much gatekeeped conversations just for Black women. And I'm telling you that there were women do it with the same responses and the same energy that this young lady had in there. So it really triggered me when I watched it, because I was like, you know what? This need to be dealt with. I'm tired of it. We all have been tired of it. And there's no one person to blame or one group to blame necessarily. This is something collectively that has taken place that we can probably give a nice little rundown. People like to start certain things and leave out history. They don't give you the total context of how a phenomenon comes to be. I am a master at breaking phenomenon down. I'm not really concerned with breaking down this baby mama culture as far as how it started, because you would have to break down the actual social engineering, the programming of why Black people would even let such a cultural value regarding family planning just go to the shit, because it wasn't always that way. So there was obviously some breakdown in the culture, some breakdown in the values that for amongst the men and the women that would even be so lackadaisical around the idea of bringing a child into this world, around the idea of planning a fucking human being into existence, regarding sex, even the way women view sex, the way men view sex. There's a disconnect in the Black community amongst the youth and prior generations that cause such a phenomenon. Again, what are the ways in which women view sex that men don't, and vice versa? So we're going to dive deep into that. I do want to show y'all this video real quick, and then I'm just going to go straight into this baby mama shit. And again, this is going to be, a little intense today. You may feel triggered. If you're a male or a female, you may definitely feel triggered. If you're Black, but you may feel triggered because there is a lot of single mothers in our community, fatherlessness, because they always want to talk about, okay, they single mothers, but fatherlessness is the root of this. So you can look at it as single mothers or you look at it as fatherlessness. To me, it both gotta go. It's both ridiculous, and we're going into a new paradigm shift. We're in 2023 right now. So we've seen the effects of what a single parent home can do. We've seen how it looks in our community. We've seen the ramifications of it. So we should know better by now. And if not, then I'm going to do my take on it. I'm going to bring some solutions. And then if no one listens to the solutions, then that's on you. But at least me as a teacher, me as a leader, I did try to put some information out there to help solve the situation rather than just bask in low vibrational bullshit, gender wars, low vibrational going back and forth about, oh, was this person's fault or was the black woman's fault? Because y'all love to blame everything on the black woman. There's a reason why you love to blame her. I wish she knew why she was blamed for everything. I really wish she did, black woman, because you would really be okay, I'm to blame. Let's go. If I'm the person that caused all this, let's do A, B, C, D, and E to get rid of this shit. You will really put a reset on this community, like I don't know what. But again, you start brainwashed. Everybody brainwashed. So, in due time, you will come out of your slumber and realize that the only person holding you back is yourself, and that you get in the way of yourself, and that our universe is mental, and that your level of consciousness will determine your reality as black people. And once you can get on a code of shifting your collective consciousness to a higher vibration as the parent race, as the original people of this earth, then you will be able to manifest new realities outside of the one where your ass is at the bottom of a caste system. But until you can do that, and until you can see how you got into the situation and the ways in which you contribute to your own situation, and stop looking as using other apparatuses as the crutch, that is the key. Now, we are not there yet. We're about 100 years away from that. So me speaking on that is, if I was to speak on that in detail, what I mean, you guys are going to crucify me pretty much, even though it's the actual truth, and even though the truth will be evident eventually. But right now, your state of consciousness can't handle that level of information. I've already tried it. I've been in groups with black people. I talk amongst other black leaders, black people, and they kind of be like, I don't get it. I don't get what you're talking about. It's the white man's fault. It's the white man's fault. It's like a record. The white man. And I'm like, you're the parent race. And I don't see them as, I don't see nobody as superior to us. It's on the subconscious level, on a conscious level, I don't see it. So my brain can't compute how we can have all this knowledge, all this power, all this wherewithal, all this agency, and then at the end of the day, when it comes to actually doing something about getting ourselves outside of this subjugated system, then we kind of go back to, well, you're looking for a savior, or you're looking for, I guess, this white man to save you. I'm not sure if on a subconscious level you want them to kind of go back in time and correct what they did wrong. I'm not sure the approach to it, but what I do know is that I'll give you two things to kind of help guide the culture into what I am saying. You need to study pre-colonial history before you got colonized or enslaved. You need to study your own oral histories, your own systems of governance as melanated people. That's the first key I'll give you. The second one is you need to study the occult. You need to study the occult sciences, which are your mystery sciences that were hidden from you, perverted. Many of the information that they put in it, and even in the occult, they got that shit all backwards. They can't understand half of it because it was melanated people shit. So they can't understand 360 degrees of shit, or even 180 degrees. They can only understand certain degrees. So they done messed up a lot of them systems too. But however, you will get closer to your answers when you can combine both, and you will start to see, in terms of governance, in terms of you guys arguing back and forth about men supposed to do this, women supposed to do that. Why you not letting me lead? Why you not submitting? Why you not? All of that little dumbass conversations y'all niggas sit up there online and fight about all day. Those conversations will go away if you study your own pre-colonial history, and if you study the occult sciences of your own shit. Okay, and if you get into understanding what the divine feminine is, what the divine masculine is, that will solve your single parenthood shit. That'll solve the single mother stuff. That'll solve the infighting, all that gender war stuff. Then that's dealt with, because then you can get on one accord and truly go at do the things that needs to be done. And if you can't get along, or if the family unit can't get along, and if a man and a woman cannot get along, that is going to determine the outlook of your civilization, of your society. So when you see in the black community, black men and black women just fighting like cats and dogs, that's a spell, that's a ritual. You're under mind control programming. Like, again, when people be talking about like MK Ultra, it's not just somebody, in some tower just trauma inducing you with a fucking electric cord or something, or some sort of torture device or something. It doesn't work that way. It is all done through trauma induced mind control, through the media, through propaganda, and through ushering certain agents in the fucking community. So what you see with that infighting is a spell of the highest order. It is because you have not studied your own pre-colonial history. So you don't understand anything about the great matriarch. You don't understand anything about governance between black men and black women before the white people, as you love to say. So it's like you have no clues. It's just like running around with like chickens with your heads cut off. And then you guys are like, okay, well, let's use the Bible. Well, then the Bible is redacted. The Bible has stories taken out, and you want to use Islam or whatever to base all this stuff. And it's all mind control programming apparatuses. If you take everything that you've been taught at face value, you will receive no enlightenment. No religion will give you that. No spiritual system can give you that. No book. That stuff comes from within. You can have some guidance. You can have some suggestions. But at the end of the day, you must do the work. In order for the right things to happen, you must do the right things. And that goes for me, and that goes for everybody. So all that infighting, all of that nonsense, again, you have to understand that you are under ritual. Okay? And that's by design, because if you cannot have the family, if you can't have something as simple as the family unit intact, then nothing's going to be intact. And you're not even going to be able to focus on getting yourself out of a situation. If you go listen to any of those rooms on Clubhouse, Twitter Space, YouTube, you listen to any of the men, all of the men are talking about is women, passport bros, and going our own way and saving yourself. And everything is obsession with women. And my thing is, as men, they have a lot. As black men, especially, y'all sit up here at the bottom of somebody else's system demanding all this stuff of women. And when you're gonna start building your own shit again? Like, I don't understand it. I'm like, I wouldn't be worried about no woman if I know. I would be worried about other things. To me, it seems like there would be other more important things to be worried about. But no, it's like this obsession with passport bros and just weird stuff. Like, and to me, I'm like, that's so low level to me. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying. People call me elitist. I don't give a fuck. I never judge anybody about what they have, what they look like, their socioeconomic status. I'm not about that kind of shallowness. But when it comes to being a real goddamn person and really getting some shit done, I'm a builder. I'm a master architect mentally. I can build systems in my head from scratch. I can't relate to a bunch of niggas just arguing about some dumb shit on the internet about black men did this, black women did this, black women is the fall of the black race. And I'm like, I really wish the black woman knew who she was. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, do you not know what we can do with this community if we enact the Queen Mothership? No, they don't. One day, it's like everything is so westernized. It's like you guys are so brainwashed. Both the women are brainwashed and want to copy Western systems, and the men are brainwashed want to copy Western systems. And here I go, I'm looking like, damn, I done went thousands of years back, and I'm like, yo, I see how we got into the situation. I see how a powerful group of people can get conquered. I see how people who are the arbiters of civilization, who are the arbiters of even colonialism and feudalism. Like, where do you think this stuff comes from? And the creators of certain occult sciences like Kabbalah or Masonry, and like, I'm just looking like, how do a group of people and these are melanated folk, how do melanated people get conquered like that? And that question never made sense to me. So yeah, I went back and studied. Yeah, I went back and I absolutely studied it. I studied what black men was doing, what black women was doing, what they was doing to each other, what black tribes was doing to other black tribes, what black people was doing over to white people in Europe. I studied all that shit and I said, oh, y'all niggas is lost. Y'all niggas not telling this history right. Y'all are not telling this history right because y'all gonna be, I don't know if y'all ashamed. I don't know if it's a guilt thing. I don't know if it's too painful. I don't know if you need that story of this. I'm telling you for a fact, if you can study how this all went down and embrace it and move past it and do the shadow work on it collectively, you will get yourself out of a system of white supremacy. You will absolutely get yourself you will become the master of your own subconscious mind, the architect and the God again. If you can do those things. But it takes work. It takes some humbleness and of the ego on everybody's part, men and women. And black people, you are not there yet. You are not. I see the way y'all react to me when I come and telling y'all about, like, hey, look at what black people was doing back then, as far as the good and the bad. See, I can run down the good, but I also know y'all was doing some fuck shit. That's a fact. And then when I bring up how y'all was doing fuck shit, then it's y'all shut me down. Oh, you gotta bring in, it was Arabs, it was white folks, it was Asians, it was this, it was that. I'm looking like, okay, you're not ready yet, because howl at me when y'all ready to get free, because I'm like, that's a collective consciousness. That's the state of your mind that has to be reprogrammed and reoriented. But it stems from even the single mother shit, single mother, baby mama, baby daddy stuff. All that, believe it or not, stems from what happened years ago when all that infighting between men and women started. Black men and black women over the great matriarch and ending that paradigm, going into patriarchy. This is a fact. And again, if you don't study it, then you don't know it. So then you're bringing me some weird shit from the 1960s and talking about the welfare and all this stuff, and I'm just looking like, you really think your motherfucking histories, you really think that this shit started in the 1960s? Really? So again, this video is not going to be blaming anybody. We are going to get very raw. It's going to get so raw in here, because I'm going to light a new one up under the ass of the community. Because to be honest, I'm tired of the same shit. Just like y'all tired of it, I'm tired of it. And what I'll be doing though, so we're going to talk about some solutions. We're going to talk about the consequences of this shit. And we're going to break down a little bit of the psychology behind it, okay? So I went on my little tangent. But again, if y'all really want to get yourself up out of this situation, you're going to have to study the occult and embrace some of your ancient occult sciences, okay? You're going to have to understand the dynamics between electromagnetism, between the divine feminine and divine masculine, without using a lot of religion anymore. You're going to have to get out of that and go back to nature, your true nature, your own true histories. And also you will find within those systems, if you can get back into some of the esoteric texts around certain religions like Islam or even Christianity, you'll be able to see that it aligns with some of the stuff that I talk about with the law of gender and with everything that, again, this all relates to melanated people. I cannot speak on what other cultures and groups of people do on this planet. I just don't care. I care about what the melanated people are doing, because if they're the parent race and they're currently in a situation where they're at the bottom, then that's not adding up. There's something ain't adding up. Something don't make no sense around here. So let's watch this video and let's do a deep dive into the baby mama, baby daddy culture. Let's watch it.
Why does everybody want a baby and a baby mama and a baby daddy so fucking bad, bro? Like, people change, babies grow up, and kids do not go away. And neither does your baby daddy or baby mama. You're gonna be tied to them no matter what, bro. No matter what. You come to become a grandparent, they become a fucking grandparent. Your kid graduate college, they ain't gotta be there. If it's somebody that you hate, if it's somebody that you detest, if it's somebody that you really, you don't want to have a kid by them, if it's somebody that beats you, that disrespects you, like, whatever the case is, like, you don't. Having a child is not a joke, and I don't see enough people talking about it. Y'all always trying to glamorize parenthood. Talk about the downs, bro. People need to start talking about the downs to save the younger generation. That's how you break generational curses. That's how you stop them. You wait, and you have kids when you're ready. You wait and you have kids by somebody that you know, somebody that you love, somebody that you're compatible with. That's how you do it. I love my son, don't get me wrong. I love my son so much, but this shit is so hard. This is the hardest shit I've ever had to do. It's raising a child. That's the hardest shit. I can't, you can't compare it to this shit, bro. And nobody ever talks about the downs and how hard that shit is. Like, I need a break so bad, bro. And the only person that can help me is my worst enemy. I gotta send my baby with the person that I hate the most. Somebody that I just want to forget. And it's a chapter in my life that will never close. Ever. This baby daddy, baby mama shit is not cute, bro. There's nothing cute about it. And that's like...
Okay, so we watched that. And she's absolutely correct. Okay? Family planning and child rearing is very serious. It's the most serious thing that you can ever do, because you are bringing in another human from a different dimension through the womb to this dimension. And that seed will have its own purpose, its own mission, but the conditions under which you create that seed matters. It matters because these are lifelong contracts and pacts through sperm and pussy relations and intercourse. Once you make that soul tie and the egg is fertilized and you decide to keep this baby, and you've done it under a condition of the nigga ain't around, the nigga wasn't about shit in the first place. He ain't say nothing about committing to you. He ain't say nothing about marriage. He ain't making much. He not a provider. And you sat and opened your damn legs and let him sperminate in you, and then you get this baby. Oh, I just do what I gotta do. I did the best I could, and little Ray Sean gonna be okay. Grandma gonna help me, and all this nonsense. I'm gonna get Section 8 and all this bullshit. Sign yourself up for a life of poverty. Most likely, you have a higher chance of poverty if even if you do make it out, you can do something with yourself. But then the anguish that comes with having this bastard seed, and there's no father in sight. So now all the burden is on you. All the paychecks, all the money goes to the kid, and the father is nowhere to be found. He's totally off the hook. Now the community done stigmatized you, gonna call you a baby maker and baby mama, and make it seem like you cannot be redeemed. Why the nigga get off scotch-free? But nobody is shaming the deadbeat dad. That low-life dad that walked away, that knew he wasn't about shit, that wasn't even qualified for the job. So why do they do that? Because the woman is key. The woman is the first cause, as KSC would say. The woman is God. So it's like you're absolutely supposed to know pussy politics and womb management to the point of where you don't end up in a situation like this where you just lay down and get fucked, and all of a sudden you get pregnant, and all your friends is telling you, look, you might, I don't know, you're not ready. So the thing is, you have to deal with those conditions before that takes place. And that's the cultural level. Before, you have to cause the prevention in the first place. So a situation in which a woman views sex as love is dangerous. A condition in which the community normalizes fatherlessness, where the community stigmatizes the women for not knowing certain elements of who to choose in a man, what to choose in a man, what to be looking for, not valuing marriage. not valuing strong commitments, not valuing sitting your ass down and planning out a goddamn baby. All of that got to be dealt with. You got to go start there. You can't just, oh, why they having abortions? Oh, they doing this. Oh, they doing that. Okay, if you don't like abortions, if you don't believe in abortions, okay, you better, you don't believe in birth control. Do y'all know about implantation herbs that stop implantation? What about the herbs? I'm hosting an event this Friday. We'll be talking about all the herbs that are natural birth controls. No, I'm not allowed to say this on YouTube, I don't think. But yes, there are herbs that's been studied for thousands of years that have been used as birth control. Easily. That you would take right after sex. That you would take for 7 days, or you'll take until you start your period. Herbs! If you don't believe in, I personally never took a birth control a day in my life. I don't believe in that. I actually don't even believe in abortion, but I never judge what other women go through. I understand the power of women. I understand what a woman is. So I know for a fact if she decides to bring life forth or take life out, that's on her. I have my personal feelings on it. But then again, I'm a different type of woman where we ain't doing no fucking raw and all this nonsense, and we not committed and knowing how a baby is produced. I just was never that girl. I'm very square in that sense. I'm like, hell no, because I just didn't want to deal with the trauma of raising no child alone, or getting myself caught up, getting myself fucked over by some nigga and it ain't nowhere to be found. But it happens to a lot of us because sometimes the women don't have no code of conduct. The women do not want to enact the Queen Mothership, like I have been saying for years now. They don't want to do no sisterhood rebuilding, to where they actually start to plan out, you know what, we got girls to raise, baby girls on the way, baby girls that got to grow up, that's going to need to know about sex. They need to know about their vagina. They need to know about penis. They need to know about all the factors that they need to know, the shadow side of males. They need to know the dark side of the feminine. They need to know how to be mercenary when it calls for it as a divine feminine. They need to know other aspects of the divine feminine, such as the more nurturing side, the more compassionate side, the intuitive side, the subconscious side. These women need to know these things. So when you see these black women with they male identified asses out here, not willing to help the next generation of the girls, and they so male identified, everything is the woman's fault. You should have did this. She get raped, it's her fault. She get molested, it's her fault. She walks down the street, get catcalled, oh, it's her fault. All that shit that this community does, all you doing is shooting yourself in the fucking foot. No community can build off of the backs of the oppression of a woman. No community will rise any higher. That if you got a patriarchal system, the success of your patriarchy is dependent upon the way your women and children are taken care of. That's why I don't advocate for patriarchy, because I'm like, if you come from a history of a matriarch anyways, then it should be an egalitarian system. Now, I'm not saying everything just goes back to matriarchy. So I get that. So I do think there needs to be an egalitarian overhaul within the community, though. And I do think, again, if you have the Queen Mothership, and then the women can set parameters in place, they can mold the collective consciousness and say, as women, you know what, my womb is my governance. That's the first governance you have over life, is your motherfucking vagina. It's like, this is my power. This is my body. This is my vagina. I create life. I have the power to curate life inside of my body. And with that knowledge, no, can't nobody just run up in me at my tempo and we gonna fuck. And I don't hear nothing about marriage. I don't hear nothing about this nigga said he wanted a kid. We ain't never talk about children, but we just gonna continue to fuck raw because it feel good, and because I get orgasm, that mean he love me. Just because somebody gives you orgasm don't mean they motherfucking love you. They just want to fuck. It could be something as simple as that, but women are not trained that way. So if you know that you are the first cause and you are that architect, it changes the responsibility. That's why you do get blamed for everything, because people already subconsciously know who the black woman is. And yes, the black woman is God, but she's been out of order. She has lost touch within herself. So she's completely out of pocket, just like how the men are. It's both of y'all, to be honest. That's why you don't really see me get into that gender war stuff, because I'm like, I studied all of y'all for years. For years, I listened to everything, and I'm like, my conclusion is that both of you people are out of your mind, are out of your ever-loving mind. Seriously. And that's due to your own self-hatred, your refusal to study your own sciences, your refusal to study anything outside of what the white people tell you to study. So you're going to suffer consequences for that. You suffer consequences for your ignorance, because ignorance of the laws of the universe and ignorance of the laws of attraction, ignorance of the laws of governance. That's not enough. That will not prevent you from learning the hard knocks of life. That will not prevent you. That will not protect you. Oh, I didn't know. The universe will give a fuck about that. Now, you'll have some teachers come along. You'll have some people that really love you that will come along and say, you know what? I want to give this information to these people. And if you guys shit on them and don't listen, or hate that they told the truth, or can't stand what they said, then that's also on you. But, as far as this women's, I tell these women's, you enact the Queen Mothership, come up with some tenets and some values around culture as a unit. We're talking about a whole governance system. Women saying, okay, you know what? In the Queen Mothership book, I literally just give tenets and values. Like, these are things that we will do. These are things that we won't allow. Here are some more rules. And you can add to them. You add to them and you literally follow them. It becomes a creed. You have your own creed. You have this is what you need. Nobody wants to do that work because I guess they think black men are going to do it. I guess they think that they're going to be led by the black man. And she's going to be, the Ruth and Boaz. And they're going to do what the Bible say. And Boaz and the Ruth is going to come and all this. And I guess, this man, he's going to lead you to your redemption. He's going to come and he's going to help you find yourself. And he's going to, I'm sorry. It's just like, whoa. And this is how women be talking. And I'm like, look, ain't nothing I can do. Y'all going to be doing that for the next 1,000 years. I can guarantee you that. Because that just shows me you have no understanding of melanated science, of melanated history, of melanated mystery schools. That just lets me know that you're just lost. And that you're doomed to time loop. You're just doomed to time loop. What can anybody say? Because the science is out there. The nature is out there. If you study these animals. And that's another thing. Please study social structures that are already occurring in nature. You do not need a lot of these textbooks to tell you anything. If you just take your ass out and study them lions, study them elephants, study them horses, them cows, and you can see what I'm talking about is exact and correct. You would see how the women gather together amongst themselves, the females rather, because those are females in the animal kingdom, and they implement shit. They execute stuff. They come up with ideas. They come up with plans, and they get to town and they stick with one another. They don't throw each other under the bus for niggas. They don't do that shit like you women do. And y'all been doing that shit. And I don't want to get triggered because I have family members that have literally sold me out for dick. Women, blood relative that has sold me out. That would have sold me. That sold me out for a nigga, a no good one at that. That ended up beating her ass, doing all types of crazy stuff to her. Now she got to come back and apologize. And I'm like, you done burnt me. You done burnt me. And I'm supposed to be forgiven of a sister that would do that to me? Where's the Queen Mothership? Where was the code of conduct? It was. I don't want to hear it. So if you hear me talk like this, I have personal experiences with you black women aligning yourself against the sisterhood, selling sisters out, selling women like me out, daughters of Lilith out, because y'all so jealous of our intelligence and our power, our own power that's within our essence, that y'all say, you know what, we gonna offer her up to the next nigga, and hopefully them niggas take her out, and I'll take her spot, and they'll do this. This is how your women be thinking. And then these niggas come back, and I see it time and time again, beating y'all ass, leaving you a single mother, doing all types of stuff. And I'm in the cut. I'm doing the Birdman dance. I'm sitting here chilling because I already knew it was gonna happen to begin with. Now you looking at me. Now you got to come back and apologize. Now you need something from a women like me. Now you need something from the daughters of Lily. If now you want their knowledge and their wisdom, when your stupid fucking ass, when we told you it was gonna happen, and we tried to look out for you, and we was loyal, and we really was thinking about sisterhood, but no, the only thing you could think of was a dickhead being your teacher. You wanted this dickhead to lead you, and he didn't lead you to nothing but destruction. Now you stood up because you wasn't on guard with your womb. You didn't know shit about being a woman. And now you out here looking stupid with a baby, running around here pregnant, and the man ain't want it. If you do want it, you ain't getting shit out of the deal. That's worth any damn thing. The baby's cursed, cursed seed, and we gonna talk about that because we don't want to talk about how these blessings, like you love to say, all these babies are blessings. They're blessings in the community. No, how you have this baby in a wretched ass situation and it's blessed? No. Now, I'll say this: the child is innocent. The child doesn't deserve to be blamed. Obviously, what I'm saying is you bring these time loops back into this universe with characters that could actually be demon seeds, like the lady that was a single mother, that she ended up doing a nice little salon store, making money, good money for her child, her son. And guess what her son does? Kill her for a $90,000 insurance policy. Kills her, brutally murders her, his own mother. Now, when you look at the situation, the father had previously had killed someone. You know, and the father was already all over the place. Why didn't this woman think to choose somebody that was better than that? Because it's cultural. And we always say, that's why the men, they say choose better, choose better. To be honest, they right about that. But the thing is, they cut their divinity from their self. Black men have zero recollections of their own God consciousness, and if they did, they wouldn't carry on like this. So I know they don't. So they have killed out their God consciousness, and they honestly, subconsciously seek to do the same thing to you. They seek to do the same thing to you, and that's why you're running around here like chickens with your heads cut off, arguing about baby mamas and arguing about, I guess, this shit, y'all, passport bro and all this, and divestors and all this low level shit that y'all arguing about, instead of thinking, how do I get back in power again? How do I get back in power? That's the only thing my mind think of. How do I get back in power as a fucking goddess? I don't have time to be thinking all this other bullshit. I really don't get it. I don't understand it. But what I will say is these babies that y'all be having, they come out already at a deficit. They come out already without the spiritual ammunition to even navigate this world. Because why? You had them where you were in a precarious situation, probably when you weren't ready, financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. You probably weren't ready for the damn kid. So the kids, if you're not ready for the kid, how you gonna adequately raise it? You didn't plan it. They were an oops baby. And then the black woman get upset. Why would you call your baby a oops? Did you plan it? Was you shocked? Did you want it? Are you ready? No. So it's an oops baby. That's exactly what it is. Now, and then you just think, I guess, in life that it's fair to bring a child into a system where they already at a disadvantage. You already black. You're already in the caste system. And you just now figuring out life. You may not even be ready for it emotionally. Then you don't have the father around. And somehow that's fair to the child than to just take you some goddamn herbs and manage your womb. Or to take you one of them digital ovulators. and understand when your lunar calendar and when you're gonna be ovulating or not. Somehow that's easier than to just take you some damn castor oil, take you some goddamn herb somewhere, so make this nigga take some neem and you take you some Queen's lace or some shit. Let me not go there. And all these herbs around here that you can study that will prevent seed implementation, which means fertilization of an egg. Now, those herbs are natural. There's ways that you do them. There's times that you take them. If you wait too late, just take it right after you have sex. Somehow that's harder than popping out some damn baby 9 months later that you're not ready for, that there's no man around to help you. Somehow that's harder. So make it make sense. And then when I come along and try to help you, and other women, so many other women's, we try to say the same thing. The daughters of Lily, if we come forward and say, hey, black woman, you want to do this Queen Mothership again so that we can set our culture and so that we can kind of empower one another. We can look out for one another and have a code of conduct as women so that we don't get screwed over by the patriarchy, and that so that we can really build our community to great heights. They don't want to do it because in a subconscious mind, you say no. Isn't the men supposed to do that? If the men were going to do that, if black men were going to do that, they would have did that shit by now. It's been fucking thousands of years. Not 500 years in America, with 1,000 years. Before that, you had a whole matriarchal system. What do you think you were doing, black woman? You think you were just sitting on your ass? What were you doing? And I know that you hate that you cannot be like how the other women's are like with their men. That's really what you want. You wish that you could have what you see what the white man and the white woman does. Or what the India used to be different too. India changed. They weren't always like that. They out of their mind too, but they weren't always like that with their women either. Or you will see what the Chinese man do with the Chinese woman. But you see how mercenary those women are. Those women, if you study white women and Asian women, they're not as soft and all as they like to try to play it. These people are sharks. Like, if you ever been around some of these women, they don't play it when it comes to certain the sexual market politics. When it comes to that, and there is game. That's why they men getting tired of, because they ran a lot of game on them for a couple hundred years, and they just getting tired of it. But I'm telling you, black woman, unfortunately, I see it as fortunate. I see it as, oh my gosh, do you not know the advantages we have as a community? Oh my gosh. In terms of understanding that science, in terms of our science, our history, our knowledge, our wisdom as melanated people, that I'm hoping is still within our epigenetics, but we have a serious advantage in this world, you know? But when I tell you that we did get into a battle, that the men did go again, that the men did declare a war against the matriarchy. Yes, they did, and smacked our asses up 1,000 years ago. All of the daughters of Lilith were killed, breasts cut off, burnt alive. Bitches like me, women like me, they came after us first. We was primed, because it was a lot of women that, again, there's women. The daughters of Eve do not like women like us. They don't like the natural sciences that's already in. They don't like how we were born with certain powers, with certain gifts. So they do come after us. They do align with men. They will align with men every time against us, to literally kill us. And they will pay men to kill us and hope. But when they did that 1,000 years ago, look what happened to the black race. Look what happened. I won't say black race because that's such a social construct. But look what happened to melanated people in the Americas and in Africa. Look what happened to the melanated people. What the hell happened from doing all this infighting? I'm telling you, this stuff is not new. The tribalism stuff and all this, like, I'm talking about the level of governance. How do you break down? How does the empire break down like that? Y'all don't want to study how black people's empires just broke down out of nowhere? Y'all really think a white person just showed up? Hell no, them motherfuckers, they went to war with each other. Black folk, melanated folk, went to war with each other. The men said, you know what, this fucking matriarchy shit, this egalitarian, we want patriarchy. We see, we go all to other countries, we done colonize, we went over to other places, and y'all got it good. Y'all got it too good. In fact, we don't let y'all run amok. You know, it's like I can't make a decision without having to go through these Queen Mother shit. I can't make a decision as a man without going through you and the order and all these councils. Fuck that. Y'all gotta go. Because I want absolute power. Because I'm seeing in other cultures how it's not like that. The women don't have a say in European cultures, in the Arab culture. So, your power was systematically stripped from you, black women, by your own sons. That is the history that black people do not want to study. They do not want to get into that. They do not want to face how all this shit popped off. They don't want to learn about it. It's like you got an aversion to it. And I'm like, that's the key to getting up out of this situation. That's the first door that you got to go through to really get back in power. Is studying and being honest about shit you don't want to be honest about, and being very intentional with understanding how you got into this situation in the first place. And accepting that truth is absolutely the first key to getting out of your subjugation. But back to this baby mama thing. Yeah, so, I keep telling this black woman, we implement this Queen Mothership, start with the cultural and values around family planning and sexual health and womb management. And by doing that, we can absolutely prevent a situation of a single parent, single mother. We absolutely can prevent that situation. Because the women are training the other younger women and understanding pussy politics and womb management, and understanding what true love is. Arrangement. I'm even gonna set up a program for Black Americans for arranged marriages. Think I'm playing with y'all. Arranged marriages. Now the thing is, you're gonna get 3 picks. You'll get 3. We're gonna do compatibility sciences. We'll do pedigrees. We'll match people based on pedigrees. Interests. We'll do interests. We'll do pedigrees. We'll do genetics. It'll be mapped out, and you'll get 3 choices that you get to choose from. Now, there will be, as far as the visual aspect of it, you guys will be on the same level of attraction, but you get 3 spouses to choose from. I'm doing this arranged marriage, and this will be done by the Queen Mother Councils. Out of those 3 women, out of those 3 men, choose which one you want to get married to. You're getting married. Next in the program is the sexual health family planning program. We're going through the marriage counseling, planning the marriage activities that you guys will be doing for the rest of your life. So yes, I will be working on setting up arranged marriages within the Queen Mothership. It's going to be a thing. We're going to be marrying y'all based on your pedigree, based off of your interests, sexual interests. We're going to know everything. Like, is this person likes this person looks like this person. It's not even going to be about looks. Looks is going to be when you get your 3 choices. Then you can choose out of the 3 which one you're most attracted to, but all 3 of them are going to be compatible with you, because you can't just take choice out of the matter. But yes, arranged marriages for the Black American community, and it's going to be fair, because the Queen Mothers, we're going to know, okay, this man, he said that he's in his 30s. He's looking for a woman that's goal-oriented, that's ambitious, but doesn't mind staying at home to raise the children for the first 5 years of life. And the Queen Mothers, we will go out, we will scout, we would have a database. We will look for 3 women who are also looking forward to getting married, right? We got them in a database. We're looking for a woman based off of the surveys that she's filled out, based off of the paperwork that we got on her. We see that she's around the same age as him. She's looking to have a child too. She said that she want to stay home with her baby. Okay, we can work with this. We'll do the next level of arrangements, the next level of the interview process with both of them. We'll look for 2 other women. And then when it comes to picking, because this is an arranged marriage, Now he got 3 women that he can take out on a date. Which one is he most compatible with? The one that he gets married to. Y'all get married, you move on about your business. And it's the same thing with reverse. We got a young woman. She's coming in. She says she's looking for a provider. She prefers blue collar. She prefers someone that's a family man that wants to stay, that wants to be involved in the family, that's looking forward to being a father. She's looking for someone who's making around the same amount of money as her. They both making $70,000. You know, whatever. She's looking for someone that is already that's ready to buy a house as well. We go into the database. We got some black men's in there. The Queen Mother's going there. I'm personally going in there. I see that this first person. I found 3 black men that meets the criteria. Okay, so let's see. She's gonna take all 3 of them out on a date separately, of course. She's gonna go out on a date. They all ready for marriage. They all realize that they can be potentially getting married to this person. And before we, and this is another thing, we'll do some screening as well in terms of like, do you like how that person looks before they go on that date? You know, and vice versa. It's like, because we want to make sure that the attraction, we're going to already solve for attraction, variability. So that variability of attraction will be solved for when we're doing these arranged marriages. That won't be the issue. The issue would be the more of the compatibility issue thing, that which we're trying to solve for as well. We're trying to solve for the variables of compatibility through science, through sociology. We'll do all that through pedigree, all of that. But at this stage, she goes on a date with every single guy, all 3 guys, her 3 choices for marriage, literally for marriage. And she says, you know what? I want to go with Dwayne. He was cool. You know, he was cool out of the 3. They get married. Then you go to the next level, which is your counseling, your activities by yours truly. Then that you're going to do the activities you're going to do for the rest of your life. And you're going to stay together and do that. So arranged marriages is coming for this Black American community, whether you like it or not, through the Queen Mothership. I mean, telling you, I'm not playing with your asses. I'm not playing all this just ruckus, wretchedness, recklessness. Anything goes in this community is coming to an end. It surely is coming to an end. So that's one way we deal with the single mother shit, through the arranged marriages set forth by the Queen Mothership governance. That's why I keep telling you, if you get that book, Rebuilding Black America, I talk about literally every system of governance, where the black men got their own program called for the Council of Formidable Men. The elders got their own damn council. The children got their own damn council. We're literally preparing the children for leadership positions, planning, event planning, project management, all that shit from when these children are 12 years old. Business, they'll know it all, because they're going to have their own children's council that they have to join and go to meetings, just like the Formidable Men have to. The Formidable Men also have little programs for them for marksmanship and defense. I'm not playing. Now, is the community going to listen to me? Probably not. It's going to go one ear out the other. I'm way too early, but I was so urgent in terms of me coming back here to help my people. I came back, and it was urgent. So a lot of us came way too early, but we couldn't wait. Like, we were supposed to wait 200 years and shit from. We didn't have time for that. So we decided to come back now. But like, our messages is just way too early. Like, our prophecies we're just too early. So eventually, I know what I've done and the stuff that I've put out for this community will eventually, it'll get to the right hands, it'll get to the right place in the right space and time. I just think I'm way too early. I think that what I'm talking about is good. I think people would agree that they don't have to agree with everything, but I do know in terms of the self-autonomy aspect of what I am building for the black community in terms of enterprise architecture, way too early, because I see how you guys reject just very simple basic things that we can be doing to empower ourselves. When I see that you're still in this mind loop of a slave mentality, and you haven't come out of that slave slumber, you still psychologically enslaved. So I can't do nothing with a bunch of psychologically enslaved people. I can't. Gotta be decolonized. You gotta be ready to put in that work. You gotta be ready to build or die. Like, you gotta be ready. It's like we at this point where You just got no fears. Like, fuck it. We building our own shit. We building our own. We are architects. We are geniuses. We are alchemists. Can't nobody tell us what we can't do on this goddamn planet. Are you crazy? And we sitting together with like-minded people. We doing the damn thing. And here, and they gonna come after us. So what? We don't give a shit. We ready. We stay ready. You don't got to get ready. So that's one thing that we're going to do. I also started the Center for Sexual Health and Family Planning. That's part 2. After the marriage arrangement program, there's Center for Sexual Health and Family Planning program. What does that consist of? I had already told y'all in that one video. It's a part of the community center for Nakhti University that's for Black Americans, so that they can actually learn how to discuss, how to sit down and plan their family, how to plan their baby. Literally. They come to me, they come to the community, and they say, me and, let's say his name is, let's see, what's a good name for a Black man? David. We'll just say David. Me and David, we're planning on starting our family. We've been together for some time, and we did get married, and we are thinking about planning for a baby. Okay, great. We have the program. Here are some of the fertility herbs that you're going to need. Here are some of the programs that you're going to need to learn about bringing in a child into this new world. We have some services for doula. We'll have some services for the Black woman to help her start to plan to get pregnant. And then we have some services for sexuality, expressing that sexuality, tantra sex program. It's all. It's all optional. No one forces anyone to do anything in the Queen Mothership. No one forces no one to do anything in Queen Mothership. So she comes to us, she says, I want to do the Tantra program with me and my man to learn more about sexual spirituality so that we can practice sex, so we can practice sacred sex, and we can breed this baby in love. Okay, great. I'm going to teach them the sexual science of Tantra. They're going to read the book. We're going to do the actual steps in the book. They're going to do it in private. And they're going to foster more love. They're going to do some of the activities. Make sure they got their finances in order. Make sure they have a plan to bring this baby in this goddamn world. And then they go off on their business. Now, if somebody just wants to come to the Center for Sexual Health and Family Planning just to get education about sex, then we can do that. Or they don't want a baby at all. They just looking for, look, I'm young and I don't understand certain aspects of womb management. Can you help me get that information? We'll have information for her and womb management, herbs for birth control, herbs for fertility if the person's trying to get pregnant, programs to learn about sex, the benefits of semen, benefits of vaginal secretions, what sex acts. How to engage in sex, how to view sex, all of those things that Black Americans need, because sex is the greatest tool of creation. It is very powerful, and once we understand and are comfortable with the sexuality and are comfortable with our sex and how to view it, then you can also solve a lot of dysfunction. If you practice high vibrational sexuality, you won't really engage in a lot of dysfunction. So that is why the Center for Sexual Health and Family Planning exists. So that's another thing that you're going to be recommended. So again, this is all stuff about the Queen Mothership. The thing is, believe it or not, this is the work of Black women that should be doing. This is the work of Black women that I guess they feel like they got to be led. Somebody got to lead them to do it. They don't have a history of ever being led by Black men. They don't. I don't care what Black men tell you. They don't study their own pre-colonial history. I don't know what they out here doing. But if before this white man and before the Arabs and a little time, the whites and Arabs did it to us. For that, what do y'all think y'all was doing? You think you just didn't exist? You totally were doing things. You totally had your own empires. You totally had your own civilizations. So your job is to go back and study what the fuck you guys were doing with each other. And I'm telling you, there is no history of some Black woman sitting her ass, I guess, in a house somewhere, and some guy just leading her. Some man just leading every aspect of her life like a fucking slave. Like she's not like she can't think for herself. She can't do nothing for herself. You don't have that history. You don't have that history. You might have that history once you come into Islam or once you come into Christianity. Your tribe may switch from that to patrilineal. But black people do not have that history. So it's just shocking how, like, today, how so many women can be so brainwashed. So many women can be so brainwashed to think that they have to mimic white people's systems. It's appalling. And then if it was a black man that came up with everything that I had came up with for this community in terms of the enterprise architecture book that I just put out, that literally gives you a walk by walk how to rebuild a civilization, from your water procurement to materials that you would need to actually build your homes, how you will build the homes, how to actually run your governance systems with the children, with the men, with the females, it's so intricate. And it's like, if there was a male that put that out there, oh my gosh, the community would not, oh my goodness, that person would be a Malcolm X literally overnight. That person would be looked like, oh, you came to save us. This is what black women would do if it was a black man that came up with that Queen Mothership enterprise architecture, or with the law of gender, or with the Nakhti philosophy. If that was a black man that did that, I'm telling you. But since it was a woman, it's like nobody cares. And I'm like, well, shit. I'm gonna give y'all 10 more years of my time. I swear, if I don't see no changes in 10 years, I am done. Y'all can have this, because it's very simple steps that we have to take to get back in power. But it requires a shift in consciousness. It requires a bit of work, not a lot, but a bit, and a willingness to be committed and loyal by the black men. Is the black man loyal? Is the black man committed to the black woman? No. Was he talking about passport bro hoes or some shit like that? And thinking about women all day, and Kevin Samuel said do this, Kevin Samuel said do that, and I don't see not one man talking about how they're gonna get back in power. Here's my plan to get my ass out of white supremacy. Here's my plan to get unconquered. Here's my plan. I don't see not one man talking like that. And I guess this black woman, she's saying that he's gonna lead her, and then, you know, the community be fixed again. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get what the plan is. I guess you get reparations from the dominant society, and then that's gonna fix it. You're gonna have to really think structural, think in a systems approach to rebuilding civilization. Now, if that's not what you care about, if you just comfortable being in this caste system and comfortable in this matrix, then say that. Then say that. But don't try to front and come to me. I've been hearing y'all talk for years about how you want autonomy and how you want self-determination, how you want. I'm looking like, okay, you say you want it, so let's do it, and then because it comes from a certain messenger, or because I don't know, like I don't get it. I don't get it. But in terms of this single mother shit, what's going to take place to prevent it is the Queen Mothership that has to be enacted by black women with the support of black men. Again, the information is out there. I've put everything out there, and I'm almost done putting out stuff, but it's like, yeah. So again, the single parent stuff, what why women don't know is that their chance of poverty increases by 65%. And single black women, you have some good economic prospects if you just wait to have children. That's why I said you have to get into arranged marriages through the Queen Mothership, a systems approach to arranged marriages where everybody get 3 choices based off of their compatibility. We've done the science, we've done the math for you, we've done the background checks, we've done it. You got to go on these dates, see which one is compatible with you, both men and women, and get fucking married. Now we keep a database of every black person that wants to get married. And we take that time as the Queen Mothership. It's literally a council, a marriage council that just does this 24/7. In the black community, there will be a group of people there that is focused nothing but on marriage. They do research on marriage. They collect the databases. They do the science of matching the people up. And we do arranged marriages that way. It's literally a whole council dedicated to that. And they will be supported by the people. That is what you need in a Queen Mothership. Arranged marriages. And for those who's ready to get married, we got a young 29-year-old girl. She's ready to get married. There's 3 prospects in the database ready for her. She got to choose one out of them 3 prospects. All of them have said they like her the way she looks. They would get married. Now, if a guy says he doesn't like the way she looks, we just go get another guy. Same thing with the women. The women say, I don't like the way he looks. Okay, you're not going to be in this round for this particular person. You don't like the way he look. We're not having that. We're going to get another girl. Do you like the way this person look? You both match with compatibility. You both can get along. Do you like the way he looks? She says yes. Okay, so you're one of the ones that's going to be going out on a date with him to see if he picks you. And then we find 2 other girls. They say they like the way he look. And then they go on these dates. He says, you know what? I like Sabrina the best. Him and Sabrina get married. Y'all gonna get married. But this is a process that the Queen Mothers sign up their children for. So we build it out now. So by the time the children turn 25 and 29, 26, they got a whole database of black motherfuckers that want to get married. Now they can remove themselves off of the marriage list anytime. They come to us and say, you know what, I don't really care to be married anymore. Boom. But you got to figure, it's not going to be every black American that sign up for this. And it's not going to be every black American that cares about implementing Queen Mothership ideals and tenets for this community. And you have to be comfortable knowing that it'll be a small group of us and the rest of the community is in Babylon, out of their damn mind, time looping, psychologically enslaved, brainwashed, and that you just have to let them take themselves out. You can't save everybody. It's not about saving anyone. So, but for our small little community, the Queen Mothership, we love men and we love women. We treat each other with respect. We love each other deeply. We're creating an aces of love for Black Americans. That's literally the slogan of the Queen Mothership. And an aces of love for the Black American, a utopia for the Black American. And when they come in this Queen Mothership, yeah, we're very eccentric. We believe in doing organic co-ops. We believe in doing organic babysitting co-ops, organic food co-ops. We believe in common house. If I'm telling you, read the book, Enterprise Architecture, Queen Mothership, Enterprise Architecture, Rebuilding Black America. Read that book. I'm teaching how to do community trust funds, all types of shit. How we would raise money, what kind of money we need to, our unique economic systems without the use of money. Literally barter app systems without the use of money. How we would be able to get shit done if we don't got no dollars in our motherfucking pocket. I sat and the goddess gave me all this information for this community. Kali Ma gave me all this information for this damn community to get out, to pour out my soul for this community. And I had to do a lot, and I'm still working on myself. I have a lot of work to do on myself. But this is what I was born to do, part of it. So read that, study it, implement it. Small group of us. That's all I need. I need about 20 fucking black Americans that's serious about some shit. And I know for a fact we can rebuild our own little sanctity, our own little civilization. I know for a fact. Because it doesn't require nothing but a shift in your consciousness. A shift in your consciousness and a willingness to be committed and loyal. And build your own shit. Stop making excuses and ride for one another. That's all it takes. And don't take all this other nonsense that y'all be arguing about on goddamn Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse about the gender war stuff. And what else y'all be fighting about? Some low-level, low-life shit. And wanting to blame the black woman for everything. And this black woman, she don't check. Nobody is checking this culture. Nobody is checking nobody around here. This black woman is not standing up for herself because she don't know shit about herself. So she thinking she's beneath men. She's thinking she's got to follow the Bible or some shit. I don't know what the fuck she be thinking. I don't know. But I know for a fact that this black woman is not supposed to be in this position either. Hell no. But it requires her implementing the sisterhood where she got resources and a safety net amongst the sisters. amongst the sisters. Not letting this black woman deal with this baby mama stuff and then deal with sexual assault, all types of shit be going on in this community. And this baby mama stuff, that could be solved easily. That could be solved within 1 fucking year. If you do what I told you regarding the arranged marriages, the Center for Sexual Planning, redoing the culture, shifting the culture. If we take an hour as black women to write out some tenets and some things we gonna implement in our motherfucking households, like these are the rules in our household. Be there, be square. These are the motherfucking rules. No, my baby ain't. She got to practice hypergamy. My baby is not. This is what my baby girl. These are the rules for my baby girl. These are the rules for my baby boys. These are the rules of the household. No, they ain't no having no baby out of wedlock. Hell no, ain't no baby out of wedlock. Hell no, ain't no baby out. When you ain't got the finances, you're not financially set and ready. You're not mature enough. Nope. Against the rules of the Queen Mothership. If you break the rules of the Queen Mothership, there's the consequences. There's consequences. You have to have deterrence. Deterrence set up. We could come up with all that. We could plan on that. What are some ways we would deter Black American children, youth, from engaging in promiscuous sex? Or what are some ways we would deter men from abandoning their children? Or deter women from teenage pregnancy? We can come up with that as women. Who do you think is going to come up with it? You think black men are going to come up with it? That is not a job of a black man to do. What do you think? You're supposed to sit in a council room with other fucking high powerful women and map out your damn culture and map out what the music gonna be like. Nope, that's against the Queen Mothership. Talking about killing each other, talking about all these songs we don't support that. Oh no. Are you kidding me? Who do you think is supposed to do that? The men? What is wrong with this community? Women, you are supposed to be planning the organization ability of this community, the culture, the tenets, what's acceptable in this culture. That is on the women. I can't stress that enough. But if you're turning on each other, you sell each other out like nothing, setting each other up to get raped, doing all types of horrific things to the black woman, to each other, and then feign ignorance while your son treats you the same way he see you treating your other sister. He grows up and mimic the same behavior. Yep. We already had it out for your ass and declared war on your ass 2,000 years ago. Your stupid ass still can't see how you got okie doke. Betraying the daughters of Lilith. Betraying the ancient symbols. Betraying the dark goddess. Betraying the motherfucking dark goddess of the universe. As a black woman. And as a black man. This is what y'all did. Betray the dark goddess. And helped usher in foreign systems. Wanted to align with these foreigners against the dark goddess and against planet Earth, against the universe. And it backfired against your ass. And you paid a price for it. But the black American don't have to pay that price no more. The black Americans' malediction was up in 2019. So they're free. They don't know that. They are. Dark goddess, that's why I'm down here. Dark goddess is like, look, come on, black American. You're already free. You did your time. You paid the price. You paid the price. The pack is done. You went through enough. Now it's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet, pick yourself up, and put this together again as the parent race. As the parent. You're of the original people of this planet. You are the parent. Very old genetics. You're not a new being to the planet Earth. You know this shit. The African has a little longer to go. They don't have to go through half of the things they're going through either. Half of it. But the black American is more self-reflective, introspective at this time. And that's what's going to help them. That's giving them their advantage. The African is not. The African will not self-reflect. They will not introspect. and that's going to hinder them. And when I tell them this, they get mad at me, call me xenophobic and all this stuff. I'm not a xenophobe. I want Africa to be operating at its highest capacity for the African people. I wish Africans the best. We're in Africa, right? Why wouldn't you want them to thrive? I don't have hate in my heart like that. As much as they love to say, "Hey, you hate Africans, you hate us, you hate us." I tell the truth, okay? I hold the mirror up to your ass, and the hopes that we all do our shadow work, including myself. I have to be truthful with my own damn self about things I don't like to be truthful about, you know? And it hurts. It hurts when you gotta get to the nitty gritty of like, okay, how do I actually get myself out of this situation? And what the African does is he and she pushes back against me so hard, it kind of makes me feel like, you know what, I'll just focus on Black Americans then. You know, that's where I'm at with it. Because when I first started teaching 2 years ago, I didn't care what kind of background the person had. As far as like my message, I was definitely for Black people globally. It was for melanated people. And then I started just getting extreme pushback from some of the African women. Not with the Queen Mothership stuff though. Not so much that, but just when I will talk more so about this autonomy aspect of it. When I talk about like the women aspect of it, they get it. But then it's like when I start to get into like, how do we gain self-autonomy in a position of subjugation? That's when I lose them. That's when the African just turns me out. They just tune me out. And they go after me and say I hate them. And I'm like, no, I don't. And I'm like, okay, so you're saying I hate you. Okay, I'll just ignore you then. And just focus on Black Americans. And then the Black American, they actually are okay with the autonomy aspect of it. But then they're kind of confused on this Queen Mothership shit that I got going on. They don't get it. Some of them do get it. You know, some of them get it. And then in Black American Indigenous, they understand both. Because they were already, most Black American Indigenous, if they were raised that way, they were already matriarchal, so they don't care. They understand it, they get it. And the men and the women. So then I'm like, okay, you know, with the Black American being introspective and being reflective, they have an advantage. They have an advantage when it comes to doing this type of work to get them out of these precarious positions that they're in. So the women, yes, women, as much as you want to shift the blame on the men, this is your womb. You are the power. You hold the power. Again, that's why I tell you, if you study some of the occult stuff, it'll click. Because what they don't tell you is that the divine feminine gives rise to the divine masculine. I can break this down to you through every religion says this. They hide it. Like with the Christianity, they took that part out of the Bible. I'm telling you straight up. It says this even in your Bible for those who are Christian. I can prove it in nature. So then I could bring you a whole bunch of animals and show you this in Animal Kingdom, including the lions that y'all love to claim are so patriarchal. Lions are matriarchal. And you don't want to see how the men get treated when they ain't acting right by those little lion females. So I mean, I loved it because I know the lions all the women go out to hunt and they do what? They feed me, and then I'm looking like, Lord have mercy, these people are so. No, that is not what happened. So then we could I'm gonna hold some sessions. Do we just need to, as Black Americans, sit down somewhere and just watch animals all day? You know, we just go and watch the Discovery Channel. We just watch animals. And just get to see how animals are in their natural habitat. I think we can need to do that one day. Women, you are in control of the culture. You are in control of disseminating culture, disseminating ideas, planning certain councils of governance within your community. That's all of women. That's women. The judicial affairs, that's women. Cooking and cleaning, okay, maybe that's women. Cooking could definitely be something that women can enjoy, but men enjoy cooking too. So it depends on the personality for that. Gathering food, farming, gardening. Okay, that's women too. So, I just, when I see the single parent stuff, and I know that there's solutions to this, but it requires governance of the Queen Mothership councils. And I see no women want to step up. They looking for men, I guess, to save them. They looking for men, and these women don't want to have each other's back over very commonsensical things. They don't want to sit in a room for a couple of hours out of the month to go and plan a damn culture out, to go plan how they gonna prevent this single parent shit. And I'm giving you the arranged marriage proposal, the Center for Sexual Health and Family Planning proposal, the Tantra program that I'm starting up, because I'm writing a book on Tantra. Yep, Black Americans, you're going to be practicing tantric sex. Yes, you are. We're going to have a good time, because it's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to have the oasis of love for the Black American and the Queen Mothership. It's supposed to be a fun time. It's a lot of work. Yes, we're going to be building. Yes, we're going to be building literally our own houses, like hammer in fucking hand. Hammer and nails in hand. We will be doing that shit like that. We ain't getting out of that. Oh, we will be digging our own irrigation. You have to be sitting in committee rooms and planning out our whole shit. Our babysitting co-op, our organic food co-op. When we build our common house for Black Americans to go amongst each other, we got to plan what's going to go in that common house. We got to plan our new systems of economy. We have to do all that. We have to sit and actually do that shit. And to me, that's fun. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, that's like I get all excited about stuff like that. Maybe that's not exciting to the average Black American, but that's why I only want the best out of the best. I only want the best out of the best. The rest of these niggas out here that's psychologically enslaved and sitting up here fucking dusty and rusty as hell, I really don't give a damn about them, because they weren't gonna do nothing but kill us all anyways. They weren't gonna do nothing but get us all killed, turn us over to the government, and laugh as we get killed. So we might as well, if you're like-minded, if you're ready to motherfucking build, we might as well link up together. Keep our shit private. Start another Black American secret society, just for Black Americans who want to build. Take the best out of the best. Start to plan some shit for this community. Start to get these niggas working and building their own shit up again, so we can get empowered. And you don't have to worry about single mother, single father, baby daddy shit, because we got the Center for Sexual Health and Family Planning. Arranged marriages is coming to Black America. It might not be soon. Because again, I'm way too early. I not say that. I said, damn. I was told not to come so fucking early. And I didn't listen. I went against the councils in the ether and said, I can't wait no more. A lot of us did. There was another person that just didn't even get permission from a council and just took his ass down here. The nigga's in prison now. I'm not telling you who it is. Again, a lot of us are spiritual beings on this planet. Y'all think that we're just like y'all. And you think, some motherfuckers. And the reason why I'm talking like this, because they already fucking know. I already blew my cover. So I don't give a fuck anymore. I already blew my cover. But we've come here for the purpose of raising the conscience of humanity on this planet with love. So we got love in our heart. We got love. We also got war. We also want to see planet Earth in balance with the rest of the universe. We don't like the hijack of this planet anymore. We do not like how it's unfair here. You got all these schools, you got all these hospitals, you got all this stuff, and the people still sick, people still dying, people don't know the truth about themselves. Humans still externalize their power. No more of that. The information is out there for the human being to be enlightened. And we want to get that information to these humans. We want to stop hiding from the truth from the human race. We want to stop hiding the truth from melanated people. Melanated people got a lot of work to do. I don't care what they tell you about, it's the white man that did this and the Arab did this to me. I don't care what they tell you. They're the parent race around here. They're the parents. This was your planet, and y'all wanted to fight like knuckleheads and sell each other out. That's simple as that. Y'all wanted to see who's gonna have power alignments, and then you don't even want to know what you were over there doing in Europe, and how the white folks never forgot how you treated them, because they don't tell you the history about how you did them for 800 years. Sex trafficking them, beating them upside the head, tying them up. They don't ever talk about it. That's why they're so violent. Nobody want to talk about that. You don't just go. How you go and meet somebody? You said you went to Europe. You said it was in caves. You said they had no civilization. It was not cooking their food right, not doing nothing right, not bathing nothing. So you civilized them for 800 years. And we know this. You ruled over them for 800 years in Europe. Melanated folk. And all of a sudden, all melanated people get enslaved. That don't even make sense. Motherfuckers were selling each other out. Black men and black women were fighting each other. They were. This is common sense. You had to be distracted doing something if you can't see, if you couldn't strategize enough to, no, everybody was like, because at that point, the race construct wasn't as solid. So it wouldn't be a big deal to work with foreigners who didn't look like you. You just did to selling somebody out to a next person. And back in those days, it wasn't seen as race. Okay, this person's black like me. The weirder saying, it wasn't seen like that. Or this black woman is part of my counterpart. She like me. I gotta protect her. Nah, when niggas declared war, they got in each other's asses. Just like I get mad at that Woman King movie. Whew, I was like, yo, did they read my book or something? Because I'm like, they totally, but that's just one tribe. That's just the homie tribe. But I was just thinking, like, black people so mad at this movie, not realizing that movie actually shows their history, like their actual pre-colonial history. Now that one was showing at the cups of the slave trade. Well, the slave trade was already happening. But as far as those structures of them having a king and having women, and that setup was real. That setup was actually more natural than the setup that you saw in the movie with the guys, the Arabs, the Muslims, but that had started to implement patriarchy in Africa. That's not something that was just made up. Why is y'all so upset at something, like making it seem like that was just made up, when I can name at least 10 tribes in Africa that actually practice that same thing? Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all think that the homie people are the only matriarchal people that were existed? And again, they were diarchal. You saw that male king in there. Who were they protecting? A male king. That is actually quite natural in Africa, in West Africa. Because you don't study your own pre-colonial history, you're so angry. You were angry at that movie because it showed, I guess, some women fighting some men. And it always been like that in Africa. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? And that's why I'm like, they telling these people their actual history, and they getting upset about it because they don't study it. See, white people, they know shit. And sometimes they do make mockery out of our systems. They do like to pick on us for having natural egalitarian systems. And then they know that the men hate it so much that the men are going to shame it. But they do pick on us. They've been doing that to us for a long time. It's like they pick on black people eating watermelon. When watermelon is the most healthiest thing you can fucking eat. Watermelon is the most healthiest thing a black man can eat. Like, literally. Like, that is very powerful food. And they shame you for it. They shame somebody for eating some damn watermelon. It's a powerful, high vibrational fruit. You damn right you're going to eat it. You damn right that's the best thing for you. I was raising a male child. All I did was watermelon every day to help them grow. It helps with so many things. Help them grow. Watermelon every day. There ain't no shaming around here, but this is what they do. But they'll put stuff like in front of you to shame black men for being naturally egalitarian. They'll shame black people and try to like throw you off so that, you know, they've been doing that for a long time. But when you internalize that, then I can't see the value out of, okay, there was a group of women who were protecting some male king. They had to fight against the Muslim black men or whatever. But I'm telling you, that's how the slave trade was. I'm telling you that they're not telling you the truth about what went down. it was a lot of once the matriarchy got overthrown and part of conquest from the Islam, the Muslims, they were absolutely conquering. But I'm telling you that there was a history before that too. And what I'm saying is that those women, they were all killed off. The homie was one of the last tribes to even have a matriarchy, and you see how they was up there selling slaves and all that stuff. That shit is true. That shit is true. That stuff was exactly how they put in that movie. It was exactly what my research was revealing. And it may make you uncomfortable. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying we got to go back there. No. What I'm saying is if you study it and you see the patterns of them shaming us for being different on this planet, when really they're wrong. They're the ones that's in the wrong because they're not aligned with the universe. But black people are now not aligned with the universe. No, they are not. Not anybody that's up there talking about Kevin Samuels and fighting each other like that and this single mother stuff. Oh no, they ain't in no alignment with no goddamn universe. Absolutely not. No way. So, stuff is out there for this community to help itself. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to actually do it. So again, black women, really guard your womb. Guard. Really, really get into this Queen Mothership Council. Anybody can reach out to me, email me if y'all serious about this. I've already came up with the councils. It's just a matter of people now and getting the message out there. But if any of y'all are serious about, okay, let's start our own little city, our own little village, away from all this bullshit. The rest of these people that's going to hell in a handbasket, let them go. And we just need to build our own shit. And women and men, y'all can reach out to me seriously. I'm dead ass serious about building something for ourselves and having autonomy. And obviously we have to have negotiation skills. We would still be in America. We would still be, having to get clearance from the municipalities and shit like that and whatnot for doing some of the things we want to do, and having lobbying. We would have to do some work. We have a political committee. We have all types of shit. Like this is a city. This would be like black people literally on doing high level shit. And it requires the best out of the best. When I say the best out of the best, don't think I'm talking about you gotta have these accolades, you gotta have these credentials, you gotta have this type of money. No, it's not about that. It's about spirit. Because we're going into a fifth dimensional consciousness. Some of us is past fifth dimension. So we're not looking at nothing that's on this matrix to judge a human body. You know what I mean? It's like people have inherent value. You can't really, our minds is completely offline of this matrix. We don't see what the average human sees within themselves. So we'll never judge people according to the matrix, But I'm just saying, I can't convince you enough, black women. This is what black women need to understand. That the universe is rigged in her favor. And until she understands that, nothing's going to go her way. If she cannot understand that, and if she cannot sit down and study her occult sciences that she created, and if she cannot sit her ass down and implement that Queen Mothership again, then she's just going to fall to the hand side. She's going to be right where she's at, looking crazy, getting abused all over social media. Have a 39% marriage rate because the men don't want to marry, and the men are all out of pocket. They out of line. They out of order. They don't know how to lead. Even if they were to stand up to be leaders, they don't want to. They tell you to your face, we don't have no leaders in our community. We don't want no leaders because Nicole's going to be leading us. Like as if you could build a civilization without any competent leadership. The men don't understand their own pre-colonial history. They've turned off their own God of consciousness. They really don't like women. So this community is going to hell in a handbasket. So it's only gonna be a couple of us that can save ourselves. It's a couple of us that can get out of this time loop. That can get out of this slave consciousness vibration of being psychologically enslaved and doomed at the bottom cast of a Western racist society. But for the rest of us that get it, we got to link up. And we have to understand that the days of just not knowing how to damn build, and the days of just not knowing how to get along, make something work, them days are over. Them days are over. If you want to get rid of this single parent bullshit, single baby mama stuff, you're going to have to work with other women to plan the culture revival. Men do not do that. If they were going to do that, they would have done that by now. What they did was go take their ass up to Congress to argue for the right to call women bitches and hoes and to talk about how they gonna shoot each other up in rap music. And they do that with Dolores C. Tucker. They went to go fight against her for the right to call you bitches and hoes in their music. That was what they were focused on. And we know that. Remember when Dolores C. Tucker told them, this rap music is going, the way that these rap lyrics about violence and shooting each other is going to come back to bite us in the community. It's not the way you set a culture. It's not cultural. It's not cultural. It's not what we need to be praising. And they went to war and fought her to be able to do that. That was their cultural planning. That was the black man's cultural planning, was to go into turn hip hop, which was once revolutionary, to go and talk about how they're gonna kill each other up and sell drugs in the music. What was the family planning that they did? Rick Ross sells crack in the black community. Go sell drugs to their own community. That was the family planning that they did. Was the family planning they came up with. This is the results of overthrowing the Queen Mother. These are the results, black woman. This is your karma for daughters of Eve, for what you did to the daughters of Lilith. You ain't getting nothing more with your karma. Both of y'all. Because I know what went down. I know what women like me had to go through 2,000 years ago because of the nonsense, the war that broke out. I ain't never forgetting that. I ain't never forgetting how those women, how those ancient Sibyls, and how the dark goddess felt. I'm not ever forgetting that. So now you got all these rap music out talking about y'all killing each other and all this shit, and selling drugs, and 72% out of wedlock baby single mother rate and all this stuff. And nobody knows how a powerful group of people that ran their own civilizations for thousands and thousands of years got into this fucked up position. It was all Arabs. It was all white people. Because you were just powerless. Because you had never ran civilization before. That's bullshit. That is such bullshit. You were totally in power. How do you get from power in 800 years and you don't have no power anymore? How? In fighting each other. Did you learn your lesson? Fighting each other, selling each other out. And to me, it seemed like your niggas still ain't learning your lesson. You're still fighting each other, selling each other out. Fighting each other, selling each other out. I'm telling you, it's a hard lesson to learn, but you've been learning it for 1,000 years. So I said the Black American, they have the opportunity. Because their stuff is, they have a very big opportunity in front of them. They have never seen before. And they can stop doing what? Fighting each other, selling each other out. They can stop doing that. Oh man. And they implement this Queen Mothership. Listen to the message of the Dark Goddess. Oh, they are going to soar to great heights. They're going to soar to great heights like never seen before on planet Earth. I promise you that. I promise you that. That's a fact. That's a fact. But they can get it together, start to work together and say, you know what? We're going to put this community together. Black Americans. Because the rest of honestly, the rest of the diaspora is just out of their mind. I'm sorry. I want something best, but they're not ready to. They're not ready. But if y'all get this shit together, I limit that. We're going to start marriage counsel for arranged marriages in Black American community. We just get the database ready. You don't need much. You just need a little bit of people that's willing to put their foot forward. Then Queen Mothers, we talk about our culture, tenets and values. What every Black woman have in a household. What every black woman have in a household. Then we have the Council of Formidable Men. They have to really work on defense. So we don't have time for men to just be sitting around doing things that women should be doing, because they have to 24/7 worry about defense. I'm not going to hold you. In a Queen Mothership, you have to have warriors. In a Queen Mothership, you're going to need that protection. And so the women are going to have this. We have different equal functions, different roles. Equal functions. So everybody's equal, but everybody got a different role. The men have to be focused on defense. Another thing they'll be focused on is architecture, building, the engineering, the electricity, the plumbing. They have those things to figure out. We have councils for that in the Queen Mothership. Again, I put all of this in my book. Like, I literally was like obsessing over this stuff. So that's where we're at with it. To clean up the single mother stuff, it depends on womb management, and it depends on the Queen Mothership as in terms of resetting the culture, resetting the values. You don't want to be a single mother out here. It's hard. You heard that lady talking. Then you want to act like you want to have this baby shower, have everybody come give your damn baby these gifts and stuff, acting like this baby is God's gift to earth. How we all got to sit up here and act like you doing the right thing when we know good and hell well you just signed your life up for a bunch of fucking misery and a bunch of a headache. That doesn't mean your child's not going to bring you joy. The child can bring you joy, but you're about to have some unnecessary heartache. So because you didn't decide to plan the child. Now you want to send your baby photos to all the women in your phone that you done fucked over, and act like, because you didn't want to listen to them the first time. You didn't want to listen to the daughters of Lilith. You was a hard head, following after some man somewhere, being a dumb hoe. Now your ass is pregnant. Father done beat your ass. Father ain't no. And I'm telling you, I've literally seen this. I literally have women literally get played out they ass, and they run around here like single parents now after they fucked me over and didn't give a shit about our friendship. And now they gotta come back. I got apology letters from Black women. Sure do. I'm sorry I did that to our sisterhood. I'm sorry. I ain't got nothing for you, honey. I don't have nothing for you, honey, because I told you what was going to happen. And I'm like, how, and you know, you don't want to be the type of person of like, see, I told you, because that's not right. You know, when God gives someone a gift, and I got the gift to see something before it can happen. Sometimes you don't want to always rub that in people's face. It's best to try to tell them nicely, like, hey, you can do better. You know, you got everything going for you, young lady. You don't need to be dealing with that. And that's how I would frame it. I told the Black woman, say, girl, no, you better than that. I think you should wait a little. And I think that, you know, because I can already see, I'm like, oh my gosh, she about to go down a hellhole. This nigga about to drag her through the ringer. She don't want to listen. Don't talk about my man and he's around and it's me and him against the world. Okay. Kick me out the picture. Don't want to be my friend no more. Next thing you know, the beating starts, getting her ass beat. They going through all this drama. They losing their damn house. They done lost the car. They done got evicted. They doing all. He ain't working. He ain't doing shit. He trying to sell weed. They done went to jail. She got to bail him out. Or she get pregnant. They lose the baby. The baby got special needs. All this stuff coming. All this bullshit. All this bullshit. All this bullshit. Beating your ass. Then you gotta come back and apologize. What was I thinking? That's what this. I'm pretty. And then my own relative burnt me. A Black woman, my own motherfucking blood, pulled that same daughter of Eve shit. pulled that same nonsense. Then asked me to do a tarot reading on the fucking relationship. And I said no, and she wanted the tarot reading, and the fucking outcome card is the devil. The outcome card. Literally, and it wasn't, she saw it in front of her. And I'm thinking like, oh, honey, you might want to think twice about this one, honey. It's not going to work. Did she listen? No. I was the bad guy. I was the bad guy for doing that. For doing the tarot reading that she asked me to do. I was the bad guy. And I became enemy number one. Like, I cannot believe how this person treated me. Just because some nigga got into the picture. It wasn't even, this nigga was only making like $11 an hour. I'm like, dude, you acting like this nigga was making like $1 million motherfucking dollars to be selling out your sister like that. Sold me out. And I'm not even getting into details. Like even my own parents, like even my own parents was like, yo, she did you fucking dirty, dog. Like she did you dirty. She did you dirty. That was not right. Like if I was to get into the details of like who this person was, and no, I'm not over it. I'm trying to learn to forgive, but that to me can't be forgiven. Because that, like, if you would sell me out for that, whew, I don't stand a chance. But you, I don't stand a chance. You just don't got no love for me. And then come back apologizing. I said, okay. But it's never the same, though, after that. It's never, ever the same. Because I'm like, damn, can't nobody say it. I did some shit like that to them. Cannot one black woman come forward and say I did some shit like that to them and had to come back apologizing after giving them my ass to kiss. I ain't never do no shit like that to no black woman. I ain't never do no shit like that. Hell no. I ain't sell no black woman out and wish she got wisdom to, even if I didn't like what she was saying. Nope. So my thing is there's karma to pay for turning against the dark goddess and going against your own order, going against your own covenant, black woman. Yes, there is. And those of us who are just, preparing for what's to come, we know the truth about why it all popped off. We know the truth of where it's going. We know what's going to happen 500 years from now. Again, not everybody that's among you is trying to lead you astray. We don't got no agenda. I'm not funded by nobody. I'm out here solo. That could be dangerous, but I'm just out here to help my people. But the moment y'all say, fuck you, bitch, we don't want none to hear nothing you talking about. The moment y'all give me your ass to kiss, this go for black men and black women. The first time I see this black American community do that to me, yeah, give me your ass to kiss. Ho. It'll be the last ass that you give the kiss to. It'll be the last ass. I promise you that. Because we are in the end times now. Y'all gotta wake up. Some of y'all still operating on third vibrational consciousness, 3D, and it's like the planet is not on 3D anymore. What are y'all doing? The planet is not on 3D anymore. The planet's not even damn near moving off 4D. So we trying to catch everybody up. We trying to get black Americans to the level they're supposed to be on. But if nobody is going to listen and everybody's just, it is what it is. Everybody got their cross to bear, right? I'm trying to think if I have anything else I want to say to you guys. Because I did, there were some things I wanted to cover, but that was kind of like lower chakra stuff. I wanted to get into the consequences of single parenthood. We already know that. I really wanted to come with some solutions. The broader thing is, if you guys can get the Queen Mothership Part 2 Enterprise Architecture book, which breaks down everything that you need to know in terms of the more cultural stuff that black women should be doing in terms of having children inside of a marriage and discussing family planning and not downplaying pregnancy and all this stuff. I wrote some of those in another book called Nakhti Self-Redox for Black Women. That book is not for everybody. That book is for a woman of a certain caliber. You can get the first Queen Mothership book that talks about tenets and values, combined with Queen Mothership Part 2. Read both of those. It will enlighten you. And then let's start to implement these councils, and let's start to implement the actual things we need to do, and start to really focus on building with like-minded people. And single mother stuff, it gotta go. Baby daddy stuff, it gotta go. And Black woman, you are a special being. You are truly a special being. You must do the work to reactivate your God power. You must do the work. Okay? There's no way of getting out of it. There is no man that's leading you to no goddamn promised land when you are the first being on this planet. You must be out your mind. And then you won't study how your own sons whammy bammed your ass. See, I know what happened. That's why you think if you notice, that's why I don't get engaged with all that gender war stuff or trying to make men do this or make women do this. I know the nature. I know that like once you understand the shadow side of men, it brings you a lot of peace of mind. It will bring you a lot of peace of mind. It really would. And they are not who you think they are. But once you understand that, you'll get it, because you know that they were created for a certain reason, a certain purpose by the dark goddess. So you're not upset at the nature of men. But you got to understand that they really got tired of the dark goddess. They got tired of Black women. They did. Not just now. We're talking about 2,000 years ago. This is nothing new. Nothing new. They still fighting your ass, trying to get you under them. They still trying to get you to be beneath them. Because the universe is telling a different story. And you cannot redo the laws of electromagnetism. So they still have this obsession with getting control over you. And that will always be their downfall, because they have no idea how this universe is rigged in your favor, Black woman. The universe is rigged in your favor. But if you're going to sit and be a victim, and cry and complain, and we got treating each other like shit. You treat Black women, treat each other like horse shit, and then want to sit and cry and complain how the men treat you. Yeah. Implement the Queen Mothership. That's all I gotta say. That's my answer to everything. Do the Queen Mothership, and you'll figure it out. You will. So that's what I got for you today. No more single mamas. No more baby daddies. Death to that culture. It is a wrong culture. It is a culture that is based on dysfunction and psychological enslavement. We are going to have a culture that plans families, that plans sexuality, that enjoys high vibrational sexuality. Those who cannot get with the program must perish. They will perish from a lack of knowledge. They will perish due to natural selection. In order for the right things to happen, you must do the right things. If you cannot get with the program of a high order, then you perish. If you're not willing to do the work, then you perish. I'm serious about that Black American marriage arrangement program. I've never been more serious about nothing else. I'm dead ass serious about that. We will be starting that marriage council. We will be doing that. We start a whole database of niggas who want to get married, women and men, running their compatibilities. Whole database. We'll use AI to do it. We'll use AI to just run it, and then we're going to do the interview process and actually do the sociological aspects about it. That's like psychological process about it. But I'm dead ass serious about that. Arranged marriages for the Black American. Sexual family planning for the Black American. Tantra sex for the Black American. Family activities. It's going down. It's going down. We about to rebuild and be on top again. I'm dead ass serious. So I'm going to talk to y'all later. I love y'all.